In this video, I'm going to show you how you can 100% automate your Amazon ranking in 2020. So if you already sell on Amazon, or if you've been learning or researching about Amazon, you know how important it is to rank well for the keywords that are important to you, so that when a customer goes and searches for a search term that's related to your product, you show up on the first page of search and ideally right at the top. Now, how do you actually do that? That is the big question. And over the years, the processes and what you've had to do to be able to rank towards the top has constantly been changing. And through the years, there's always been a lot of manual steps or hoops to jump through to be able to do this. And there hasn't really been one way to automate all of the steps. So if you do sell on Amazon, you know that the most efficient way to rank is typically through giveaways. However, the problem is that discounts through Amazon by using discount codes and discounting deeply aren't as effective as they used to be. And in some cases, it just doesn't work very well at all. And that's why starting in 2019, you saw more and more sellers who were doing full priced rebates and rebating customers outside of the Amazon platform, typically through PayPal. Now, when it comes to giveaways and rebates, you typically have two options. You can use a two-step URL link, which sends the customer directly to your listing, or much more effectively, you can use the search, find, buy method. If you don't know what that is, basically it's where the customer searches for a keyword on Amazon, they find your listing, and then they buy your product. But as you can imagine, there's a lot that goes into this process, and it really can be cumbersome and not easy to facilitate. First, you have to be able to find a customer. Second, you have to get them to do the search, find, buy method, and you have to get them to do it correctly. Typically, you're going to use a chatbot, something like ManyChat, to connect the customer and automate this process somewhat with a chatbot flow. But then you need a way to verify the giveaway or the customer's order to make sure that they're actually ordering the product before you give them their rebate. After that, you have to actually go in and manually rebate the customer, again, through PayPal or some other payment method. And all this takes a lot of manual time, either yourself, an employee, or a virtual assistant that you train to do this. And then after all that, you need a really good review follow-up sequence so that you're following up with these customers, requesting a review. And if you're trying to do it in a TOS compliant way, you have to be really careful how you do these review follow-up sequences, either through email or through chatbots. And then for all of this, you're typically just doing it for one single keyword because it's just too hard to do this for multiple keywords, when really ideally you should be rotating keywords, both your main keywords and some long tail keywords, so that you're not just getting one keyword that's ranking, you have multiple keywords, which is much more organic to the Amazon A9 algorithm. So because of all this, that's why you basically have had three main options when it's come to giveaways and rebates. Number one, you could use an expensive giveaway service that did all this for you, but again, would typically cost a lot of money. Number two, you could set all this up and try to do it yourself, but it's gonna cost you a lot of time, a lot of expertise, and typically have a lot of manual processes through all the steps. And then number three, and this is where a lot of sellers fall, you could just do nothing because this entire process is just way too complicated. That's why today I'm really excited to share with you option number 4, which is a brand new software that can completely automate all these steps and make it so that you don't have to worry about manually trying to do your chatbot flows and your rebates and your order verification. It does it all for you. And now I want to go in and actually give you a live demo of this new tool so you can see just how easy it is to set up a new product, a new giveaway, and to let it just run and do all of this so that you can automate your ranking in 2020.
So real quickly before we get into that demo, I just want to show you a couple of screenshots of results from using this tool, because one of the biggest features of using this is the ability to really get reviews very quickly and have a really good review follow-up sequence. So even though it is primarily a ranking tool, the ability to get reviews is one of the huge benefits of using this tool that we're going to be showing more. So if we can see right here, this is a 1-year time screenshot of this product, and we can see what was going on for the review count and the overall review rating, what that looked like. And this was a 750 unit giveaway. Before the giveaway started, there was 17 reviews for this product. And then after the giveaway, there was 262 reviews, and the average star rating went from a 3.7 to a 4.6. So we can see this massive change kind of that happened around here in the June timeframe. And there was over 250 reviews that were gathered because of this launch. and you can see the star rating jumped almost a whole star's worth. And if we look at another screenshot, we can see this was a 550 unit giveaway, starting with 44 reviews, ending up with 226, and the average rating jumped from 3.8 to 4.3. So this is obviously a massive benefit. We can talk about these charts more later, but just wanted you to really quickly see some results. And then now we're actually going to go in and see how is this happening? Why are reviews able to kind of come in from using this tool? And we'll get into all that going into the tool now.
All right, so we're in the dashboard of this new tool, and right now I'm in a brand new account that's never done anything. And all I did when I first set up, and something you have to do that just takes about 30 seconds, is connect your Facebook page and then your Amazon account to the API so that the tool can automate your chatbot and automate your giveaway verification through Amazon, so you don't have to do any of that afterwards. Once you get that all set up, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to add a new product to the tool so that you can go ahead and start your first giveaway. If we go here and hit add a new product, we'll see just how easy it is to get started. I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a random product from Amazon. We'll look at some of these silicone spatula sets that have hundreds and hundreds of listings on Amazon, and we'll use this as our example. So we're going to put in the ASIN. The product name is going to just be an internal name for you to see, but you're going to want to do something that makes you be able to recognize it, especially if you have variations. So I'm going to say spatula set, my black spatula set, so that it's easy for me to know. When it comes to the product description, you are going to want to be more detailed with this because this is something that a customer is going to see. When you choose a product image, this is the image that the customer is actually going to see in the chatbot funnel. So you are going to want to pick a really good image, and this doesn't necessarily have to be what your current main image, but we definitely recommend it so that if they're doing the search find buy method, they'll really easily find your product. So if you're doing search find buy, make sure that your main image in your giveaway ZonRanker chat flow here is exactly as it shows on Amazon. So if you try to do this and you mess it up, you can see that ZonRanker has made it really easy to help you through the process. Once you've created your new product, and you could go ahead and create all your products if you wanted, but typically create your product, and we can see that it shows up here. So we click add a new launch. We can go ahead and we can get started, and we can go ahead and use this drop down tab to select that spatula set that we added. Next, we want to put in our price, and you want to make sure that that's going to match exactly what you have on Amazon. So in this case, I'm going to do $12.98 so that it's exactly the same amount, and you won't want to change your price while you're doing a giveaway. The discount percentage is set default to 100, but here's the really cool thing about this tool. You actually don't have to do a 100% rebate giveaway. So you might choose at some point, if it's profitable, if you have really good margins, to just run constant giveaways all the time. You might do a 30, 40, 50% giveaway that just is ongoing so that you can continue to rank and not be losing money from the actual launch. I'm going to leave it at a 100% discount so that the rebate amount automatically shows as $12.98. Next, you're going to select the number of units that you want to give away per day. This is entirely up to you, and it depends on your keywords and how aggressive you're trying to get in your launch. But typically, ZonRanker recommends that you start off a new product with a soft launch, which means that total you're only giving away about 20 to 50 units, and then later you're going to do a harder launch where you give away more units. So for now, I'm going to say 5 units per day with a total unit amount of, let's say, 50 units that are going to be given over a 10-day period. You can name your launch here, which is just an internal name, so just spatula set launch, I'm going to say. And then you're going to choose your launch type. And again, this is one of the major benefits of this tool, is that you can automate both ways. You can do a two-step URL, or more effectively, again, the search find buy. Now, why would you want to use two-step URL over search find buy when search find buy works much, much better? Well, if your product isn't already ranking for the keyword you're looking to launch for on page 1 or at most page 2, you're probably going to get a lot of frustrated customers who aren't going to be willing to go and search for your product. So I believe that ZonRanker recommends, if you're not already on page 1 or page 2, that you just use the two-step URL for your initial launch, and then once you do start ranking better, you can use the more effective search find buy. This is a really, really awesome feature that I love within this tool. You can actually indicate how many times you want a customer to be able to claim a free product from you. This is something that's really, really difficult, if not impossible, to do on your own without a tool like this that can automate this. So the default is 0, so that if a customer has claimed an offer from you, whether that's on this ASIN or any of the ASINs that you're launching for under your brand, you can have them not be able to claim this giveaway, or you can set it at 1, 2, or unlimited. And that might be if you are basically running a smaller discount amount, maybe a 20, 30%, and you don't care how many times the customer claims your product. I'm gonna leave it at 0, and I'm gonna go to my search terms. So I'm gonna type in spatula set here as my first search term. What's really cool is we can actually add multiple search terms here so that we can rotate our keywords. So we might actually want black spatula set as another keyword. And let's say for every 2 giveaways that are at a spatula set, we want black spatula set given away. We can actually go ahead and type in spatula set twice, so that 66% of the giveaways are spatula set and 1/3 are the black spatula set. So you can get really creative with the search terms and rotate your keywords, which is a huge feature of this tool over manually doing this yourself. Next, you're going to connect your Facebook page here, and by default, enable review follow-ups is checked. Now, this is a really good feature that I would recommend you leave checked, unless you're actually getting so many reviews from this tool that your review rate is getting above 10% of total sales, and you actually just want to shut it off because you have too many reviews coming in, which is obviously a really awesome problem to have. And here you can allow repeat purchases on the same ASIN. I typically don't have this checked, but that's up to you. Next, you're just going to submit this launch, and it's actually going to go ahead and get started after you've connected it to your chatbot, which we'll look at next.
Now, something important to note here, you will need to hit that purchase credits or deposit rebate amount if you haven't already done that. So before you can actually run your launch, you do need to have the correct number of funds in your rebate balance. So if we go over to this screen here, we can see what the rebate deposit looks like. You're basically just going to purchase any additional credits that you need. You will get those initial credits when you sign up for the ZonRanker, and you'll get free credits if you use the code. But then you will have to deposit your rebate amount. So that $649 that we looked at, you will need to come and actually put that in the escrow, basically with ZonRanker, to make sure that there's enough funds there as you go through your rebate process. And that does take a couple days. So just as you're going through this, you'll need to set this up beforehand before you can run your launch, giving ZonRanker the rebate deposit that you essentially will need to give to rebate the customer. And I'll mention it again later, but when you're first signing up, there's a coupon code over on the right when you're signing up. If you use the code Amazing Freedom, you're actually going to get a number of free credits. So I'll explain the credits later and how they work when it comes to giveaways. But if you use Amazing Freedom, you will get a number of free credits there. So once you've set up your launch and you have enough rebate amount in deposit and enough credits, you can see what the launch looks like here. You can see the launch name, the type, the product. We can see premium hearing aid here. You can see the status is active, the number of units claimed today, and total claimed. Here under the actions, you can also see the JSON tag, which is something that you will need to then hook to your Facebook ads. And then you can go ahead and put it into Facebook, and they have documentation on how to set that up. Here you can see that ad tutorial that will really show you step-by-step how to connect this to your Facebook ads. If we look at inactive or past launches here, we can actually go ahead and see what some of the orders look like when they've gone through the giveaway process. You get all of the order information, so you'll be able to see the order ID, the order date, the customer name, the PayPal email, the status of the order, and the refund or the rebate status all through here. You'll see here that one person canceled, so they were denied their rebate status here. And so that's why they have that button there that shows manual rebates, because if you wanted to, you could still rebate the customer manually. But by default, ZonRanker makes it so that they are not going to send the rebate for a customer who has canceled their order, not something that you have to manually verify yourself. So essentially all of the order information that you need is going to be visible right here. It's all aggregated in an easy place to see the order ID, date, customer name, and it's automatically going to provide that rebate, but you still have the ability to go in and see it easily as you need. Very soon, they're going to make it so that you can export all this information so that you can easily make it into a custom audience on Facebook as well. So that's a feature that's coming soon. All right, and if we go to messages up top now, we can actually see the messenger chatbot side of ZonRanker. And so just to reiterate, ZonRanker does not integrate with other chatbot platforms such as ManyChat. It actually is its own chatbot, and that's one of the main features of ZonRanker. And whereas ManyChat and some of the other chatbots out there were built for broad marketing-based purposes, ZonRanker chatbot was built specifically for Amazon sellers, and that's its only purpose. So all of the features within the chatbot of ZonRanker is for you as an Amazon seller and how you can facilitate these giveaways. So if we start looking at what's showing up here, we can see on the left, although it's blurred out for customer confidentiality reasons, we can see that there are the customers on the left. These are the people who have accepted giveaways, have reacted to your Facebook ad, and they have interacted with the chatbot then, and they've opted into the sequence. We can see some flow. We don't have all the flow because ZonRanker will actually dynamically integrate your product information into the chat flow. So things like the price of the product giveaway, the discount amount, those kind of things are going to automatically show up in the text, including any images and search find by information that's needed to the customer. All that's going to be showing up here inside this chat flow. And we can read some things here like click below to buy on Amazon now. And then the user of the chatbot would be able to actually click on the buy on Amazon now and be taken directly there. Then we can see it says once completed your order, click the button below so that we can obtain your order ID. We'll then verify your order and send you your full rebate within 48 hours after your order ships. And it gives full instructions. And so one of the really nice things about ZonRanker is, in this tool, is you do not need to be an expert at chatbots. You don't even need to understand chatbots or how they work or how flows work, or you don't have to build a flow. ZonRanker has already built out the flows for your giveaways so that you can get set up in minutes. And they've tested over tens of thousands of dollars of ad spend what works really good for chatbot flows. And important to note here is that all of these customers that are coming into the chatbot here are your customers. They're part of your audience. So you can block people if you want. You can message people. You can do what you need to. And this is your customer information, and the audience belongs to you in the same way that it would belong to you through ManyChat or another platform. So this is no different. It's not like the customer's audience belong to ZonRanker. They are all of your audience that you've collected and gotten on to be subscribers of your chatbot. So if you already use chatbots for some of your giveaways, like through ManyChat, you know one of the toughest parts of doing this is that it can be hard to control how many units you're actually giving away each day or through the process. And so if we come in here, we can see one of the best features of ZonRanker is the ability to control this. And again, this is made for Amazon and for the purpose of giveaway. So we can see here in this sequence, it's saying, we're sorry, all the available offers for today have been claimed. More will be available tomorrow. Would you like us to notify you? And they can automatically get added to this notification list. And that can be set up to go automatically. They can check back and say, get offers. Sorry, no more offers are available. And so when you use ManyChat or other chatbots, one of the difficult things is that a lot of times customers or users can go back up through the flow and they can hit the buttons again, and they can actually claim stuff that you're not wanting them to. Well, ZonRanker has taken a ton of steps that took them a lot of development to do this, and they're actually able to make it so users can't cheat the system. Once they've claimed it and they're not able to, once they claimed it, if it's gone, they're not able to go and do it again, or they can't kind of get this rebate twice. So they've really gone to steps to make this customized specifically for giveaway processes. And if you only want to give away 10 in one day, for example, it cuts it off after 10. If you want to do 20, same thing. So that's a really powerful feature of this chatbot. All right, so if we go back to our launches and go to the actions and view the orders, I actually want to show you one of the most powerful features of this software. So we know how powerful reviews are and how important a good review follow-up sequence is. And again, because this is a ZonRanker chat bot, the review follow-up sequence has been something that they've spent a lot of time optimizing and building into the software so that it's automatically going to follow up and request for a review. Now, the important thing to note here, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, is this TOS compliant? Well, part of ZonRanker is everything they do as far as the giveaways does not require a review in order for the rebate to happen. So when the customer claimed a rebate offer through the chatbot, within 48 hours of the order shipping, it's automatically getting rebated if they didn't cancel. And then they are going to have a review follow-up after, but nothing about reviews is getting asked beforehand. And so this is why it's TOS compliant. It's not requiring a review in order to get the giveaway. It's just asking for a review in the follow-up. And it's seeing really, really high results or review rates still based on this, anywhere from 25 to 75%, depending on the product and how expensive it is and how appealing it is to the customer and the customer base. But basically, it's really, really high review rates, much higher than you're going to get typically through just selling your product organically on Amazon. And so we'll look at how this works. So if we look here, we can see the review dates. We can see that there was 2 on the 3rd, there was 2 on the 4th, there was 2 on the 5th. And so what this tool allows you to do is to do your review follow-up sequences in a way that isn't going to do them all at once. So even if multiple orders happen on the same day, that doesn't mean that all of the review follow-ups need to happen at the same time. They're actually staggered to start off at a lower amount. And then as we get down here, we can see, for example, on the 16th, that there are more reviews being requested than early on. So it'll do 2 for a while, then 3, then it can go to 4. And so what this is doing is it's looking much more organic, and it's waiting a little bit longer to ask for some of these reviews, which is a little bit just more natural or organic to what type of reviews frequency would come in if you had a large amount of orders or giveaways. And so this is extremely powerful because it automates all of this for you. And you can customize it some, but it's set up already automatically to request some reviews slowly in the beginning and then start to increase that over time. Okay, so let's now look at the pricing and how this all works with the features. If you hit pricing anywhere at the top, it should bring you to this graph, and it'll break down the different plans. Pretty much mostly what most sellers are going to be looking at is the professional seller plan that is $99 a month. So this is a flat rate initial software subscription to get set up, $99 a month. And what that gets you is 25 base credits right away. And essentially 1 credit equals 1 giveaway. So when you sign up for your first month, right away you have enough credits for 25 giveaways. You'll still need to, of course, apply your rebate amounts to ZonRanker in the escrow, but you'll get 25 credits right away. And what's important to note here is that these credits carry over and they do not expire. So if you have 25 credits right in the beginning, the next month, if you pay another $99 and you haven't used those 25, you will then have 50 credits. And when you use the code Amazing Freedom, again, at the checkout when you're signing up, you're going to automatically get additional credits on top of that. So you will have those credits that will never expire either. And if you just look down, basically it kind of breaks down, again, the features that we've already reviewed. 90-second launch setup, maybe 90, that might be a little aggressive, 90-second to a couple minutes to set up your first product and get going with your launch. You have your inflow order validation that happens automatically. You can launch multiple different launches and not get too confused with it because it's so easy. There is the TOS compliant follow-up we looked at. Rebate between 1 to 100%, so you can do any amount in between there that you want. You can do the search, find, buy, or you can do the 2-step URL. You can do the keyword weighting and rotator, so you can do 2 for every spatula set for 1 black spatula set keyword, for example. You have the customer fraud protector system, which is essentially them just being able to try to not let the same customer order multiple times if you don't want them to. You have the automated daily giveaway counter. So if you only wanted to give away 10, it's going to shut off. And that's all included with the professional plan. If you want to talk to them, and I recommend reaching out to them and giving them Amazing Freedom name, let them know that you're coming to us, and they will definitely help you out. We're partnered with them and helping them out. They will essentially be able to help you get set up with the enterprise or agency plan. If you are doing a larger volume, you can customize your flows then. You get better support. You connect multiple seller accounts if you want. You can do done for you launches where you actually have them do the launch for you. You can get credits at a cheaper price. And let's look at the credits. If we hit buy now, we're going to get brought back to this page that breaks down the different credit amounts. So you automatically have to do the professional plan at a $99 a month, or you can do the professional plan yearly at $990, which saves you 2 months worth, and you get set up. And then when you do get set up and you're on the homepage, that's when you're going to purchase additional credits as you need. And again, just look at the chart if you didn't take a close look earlier. Basically, between 1 and 500 credits is going to be at a $4 per credit. But once you get past 500, it's going to be $3 per credit up to 1,000, and then over 1,000 is $2 a credit. So if you know you're going to be doing a lot of giveaways over time, and again, these aren't going to expire ever. So if you know that in the year you're going to do 1,000 giveaways at some point, 1,000 units, you can go ahead and spend the $2,000 on credits and essentially get them at a much cheaper price than you would be if you were going to order a lesser amount of credits. I do recommend that you do soft launch, kind of get used to the tool a little bit in the beginning. But once you see how powerful this is, definitely buying the credits in bulk, getting over 1,000 is going to save you a lot of money over time, and is going to be one of the best ways to really be able to launch extremely cheap, because at $2 a credit, that's very inexpensive compared to a lot of the done for you services out there that charge much more per giveaway. And something else to note here is one of the fees already built into this pricing is the PayPal, essentially the PayPal charge that is normally needs to be in there. A lot of people, if they're using PayPal, they just send as a friend, but you should be doing it as a service, or it could potentially, if you're doing too many giveaways, actually shut your PayPal account down. They're using a partner of PayPal to do these rebates to the customer, and they're factoring in a fee that they have an expense that's going to be part of the transactional cost of rebating the customer. That's already built into this price here. So even though that's about 50 extra cents per rebate, essentially, you don't have to pay for that. That's built into the credit here. And so at $2 a credit, again, much cheaper than you're going to be able to do typically with most other services out there. One of the reasons that I like this pricing compared to many of the done for you services that are more on a per giveaway basis. So one of the first questions that I had when I first saw this tool, and a question that you might be thinking as well, is how do I actually get my audience or customers into the chatbot flow? How do people get into the chatbot? How do they see it? And so you still do need to run typically Facebook ads to your chatbot, okay? So the same way that you would now get people into your ManyChat flow or any other kind of chatbot by running ads and they interact with that ad, ZonRanker actually has a JSON code that integrates with your Facebook ad. When a customer sees your ad and they interact with it, they can then get into your chatbot flow. And so ZonRanker has put together some tutorials, some help guides. There's a whole section on Facebook ads and best practices and what they've seen work well as far as setting up the ad, which is not hard, setting it up and then connecting it to ZonRanker. That part's really easy. And then, of course, just actually having effective ads that are going to get people on Facebook to notice your ad and want to claim your 100% rebate. A lot of this is going to depend on your actual specific product, how good your product is, how appealing it is to someone. A product that is more valuable, something that's worth more money, is typically going to have a lower ad spend because people are going to be more willing to want to claim that rebate. If you have a product that's really cheap that everybody has seen out there and nobody really wants, then your ad spend to get people to opt into your rebate might be higher, okay? So just know that your ads need to be good still. Setting up ads isn't hard, and through ZonRanker here, it shouldn't take long for you to start running ads and testing ads, and then you can get them into your flow. And once you do get this system going, and people are getting more and more familiar with these types of giveaways through Facebook, so I think that the average person who sees this ad, they may have seen something just like it before. They may have claimed a rebate before, and they're trusting it more. And so the costs on these are going down, and if you run your ad correctly, it shouldn't cost much. Really, it's going to be still pennies on the dollar compared to any other kind of way of doing this. And whether you're using this tool or another chatbot, you're going to need some way to get customers into it, unless you already have your audience built, in which case that's perfect, right? So this is a question I've seen a lot, something that I asked, and so I wanted to get that out there. It's definitely important to know that you need to still run ads.
So that's a look at this new tool called ZonRanker, and when you use the code AmazingFreedom at checkout, you're actually going to get a number of free credits, or essentially free giveaway units. So you're going to want to make sure you use code AmazingFreedom, and if the free credits aren't enough, it actually helps us as well, which allows us to continue to make videos like this on selling on Amazon and the tools that we're using to build our brands. Now, I'd really like to go over some of the most common questions that I've been seeing come in about this tool. Number one, a lot of people are asking if this is available in all marketplaces. Currently, at the time of this video, it's only for the US marketplace, but the plan is to get this added to all major marketplaces in 2020. So if you're not on the US marketplace, definitely be checking back to see if it's compatible, and it should be anytime soon. Another question a lot of people ask is whether or not they can customize the chatbot flow. So as we've looked at, it's actually its own chatbot. It's not ManyChat, it's not some of these other chatbots out there. It's its own chatbot, and you can use chatbot flows through the ZonTracker. Right now, they only have their pre-set up chat flows that they've optimized. They've spent tens of thousands of dollars making sure are really good and that work well for giveaways and have high conversion rates. However, they are adding in new flows for different types of giveaways and buys. There are a number of different types of giveaways and contests and different types of flows that sellers are using. ZonRanker is going to be adding in more flows. Right now, you can't customize that on the normal professional plan. They do have an enterprise plan that's going to allow you to do that. However, what I would say is that for most sellers, the ability just to get set up and within a minute or two actually be able to use a flow that's already optimized and proven to work really well is probably actually a lot easier and simpler for you. I think too many people want to customize it, but they don't realize that if they just use what's already available, they would probably actually just be able to get set up faster and focus on where they can improve and not becoming a master at chatbot flows. A second question that we get a lot is how many giveaways should we actually be doing with this tool? Now, the number of giveaways that you do is going to be entirely dependent on your product and the keywords that you're looking to rank for. The more competitive a keyword is and the more other listings that there are that are selling a lot of units per day or per week, the more giveaways you're going to need to do in order to rank up and compete with them. If you're trying to rank for a keyword that's not as competitive, where the listings aren't selling as many units, you can do less. And ZonRanker has some good material on this, on what they recommend. Again, that soft launch into a hard launch, and then you might need to play around. The good thing is this tool makes it so easy to do launches that you really can do multiple launches, testing, and even if you don't hit where you want to get with your ranking on your first launch, you can set up your next one really, really fast and easily. And then I want to hear any other questions that you have about this tool and in ranking in general. Would love to hear them in the comments below. As I said earlier, ranking is constantly changing, so it's really good to get the latest on ranking. And I know there's all kinds of theories and myths out there about ranking, some that you might not be sure whether they're true or not. So drop them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer those with Andy, Liron, and the rest of our team. We'll try to get in and see if we can help you as you get to your ranking. And I also want to know if you've tried ZonRanker yet, if you've used the AmazingFreedom code to get set up, you got those free credits. And then if you're experiencing any kind of challenges, let me know in the comments below. We'll see if we can work through those together. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And if you like this video, check out the AmazingFreedom channel, where we're constantly bringing you new videos about selling on Amazon and building your brands.